Star Wars is once again in the news this weekend with the huge announcement of the release of digital versions of the saga. You know that first trailer for the new movie that got played about a gazillion times and almost broke the web? The London Symphony Orchestra played that new theme for John Williams on it. They were also the orchestra on the Oscar-nominated score for The Imitation Game by Alexandre Desplat in 2014, and announced only weeks ago that megastar conductor Simon Rattle will be their new musical director in 2017. It seems they too are no stranger to the spotlight. So, as the excitement about all things Star Wars continues to grow, this is the perfect time for a primer on what is probably the world's most fascinating and groundbreaking orchestra. There are many things that set them apart, including the fact that they're known as one of the top 5 classical orchestras in the world, and that they see being known as the Star Wars Orchestra as a badge of honor instead of a limitation or insult to their classical sensibilities. That speaks to the kind of people that make up the LSO. They're some of the best trained musicians anywhere in the world, and also they're more than a little badass. They deserve the loyalty of all true movie lovers and music enthusiasts, and are well worth seeking out in performance at any opportunity. Here are 10 ways the London Symphony Orchestra prove themselves to be the coolest orchestra in the world. They are the champions. Internationally, the London Symphony Orchestra has been rated by musical publication Gramophone as one of the top 5 orchestras in the world. They are in exceptional company with the Royal Concertgebouw Orchestra in Amsterdam, the Berlin Philharmonic, and the Vienna Philharmonic. This ranking is as a classic orchestra and doesn't even account for their unparalleled place in film music history. In the 20th and 21st century, film scores have become the way many children of the Western world get introduced to and get interested in classical music. It's in this way that the LSO is an essential musical ambassador to would-be fans who would otherwise never even discover or experience symphonic music. They always take the lead. The LSO is an orchestra full of firsts. They were the first orchestra to make a recording of any kind, the first to record a soundtrack score, the first European orchestra to tour the US, the first orchestra to start their own recording label, the first to start an educational center, and first to offer digital downloads, among a host of others, including the many European and world premieres of classical pieces that have gone on to be some of the greatest in the classical genre. The force is with them. John Williams' Star Wars theme, instantly recognizable music that's brought more than one fan close to tears, was recorded by the LSO. They've been the go-to orchestra for John Williams since the first Star Wars film, A New Hope, was created, and their musicianship can be heard on all 6 of the film series scores, as well as what little the public has heard thus far of the new music from The Force Awakens. Williams is not alone in choosing the LSO as a favorite. A number of high-profile Oscar-winning composers use them to record their scores, notably Alexandre Desplat, most recently on award-winning films Unbroken and The Imitation Game. They are the Radiohead of classical music. Like the alt-rock band, they aren't afraid to go out on their own and cut out the middleman when bringing the music to their fans. They started their own recording label, LSO Live, in 1999, and they were the first to do so of all orchestras in the world. Their label has released over 80 recordings, which have won a number of awards, including Grammys. They are their own boss. The LSO is the first orchestra to solely be owned by the members. They hire themselves out, work for themselves, and make decisions together about what's best for the future and to the best benefit of the symphony as a whole. This translates to a strong familial atmosphere and unparalleled commitment to their work. They know the score. In 1935, the LSO performed music for the film Things to Come, and subsequently recorded it as the first soundtrack score. They went on to record many classic and new film scores, including Raiders of the Lost Ark, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Twilight, Harry Potter, The King's Speech, Brave, and Thor, among dozens more, and many of them were nominated for Oscars. The planets revolve around them. The LSO played some great classical pieces for the first time in public, including the world premiere of Holst's The Planets in 1920, as well as the really famous piece everyone marches to in graduation, Elgar's Pomp and Circumstance in 1905. They get it in one take. One of the most unique and special traits of the LSO members is the highly honed sight reading abilities they all have. It allows them to create recordings in very few takes, and also means they're used to putting all their heart and soul in a piece, even when playing it for the first time. This translates to the very passionate and inspired style for which they're known, both on recordings and in concert. They believe in passing it on. The LSO created LSO St Lukes, which is an educational center opened in 2003, and they're the first orchestra to do so. It's the home of LSO Discovery, which provides public and private events for people of all ages and backgrounds. They know the future is now. The LSO can claim playing on some of the best computer game scores that would get even the geekiest gamer humming along, not least of which is Final Fantasy. They just launched the YouTube Symphony Orchestra, the world's first ever online orchestra. They know the value of web as a teaching and marketing tool. They were the first orchestra to use the internet to offer downloads to encourage new classical audiences. So, when you download your Star Wars movies, or you watch the new A Force Awakens, and the music sends a chill down your spine, as it's likely to do, think of the London Symphony Orchestra and how they're just getting cooler and cooler. Clearly, the Force is very much with the LSO. How important do you think the score is to the Star Wars sagas? Have any of you ever seen the LSO or John Williams in concert, or the two together? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and remember to subscribe for new movie reviews and interviews. Thanks for watching, and I hope the Force is with you too.